Yeah. So children are curious. Why is she wearing a mask today? Yeah. Good evening, children. Satakshi and Santosh, please continue with your work. So today's topic is simple equations. Right. Now, what is a simple equation? Is the first question. What is a simple equation? So we know what an equation is. An equation, what are the different things you see in an equation? If it's an equation, it has an equal to sign. And the expression which is to the left side, the expression, okay, let me give you an example. Now, supposing I write x plus 2 is equal to 5. Okay. Now, this one is an equation. This one is an equation because you can see the equal to sign here. Now, with respect to the equal to sign, this is the left hand side and this is the right hand side because this lies to the right of the equal to sign. This one lies to the right of the equal to sign. So this is called the right hand side of the equation. Right hand side of the equation. Okay. And this one lies to the left side of the equal to sign. So it's called the left hand side of the equation. So basically, when you look at an equation, a simple equation, you can find the equal to sign and you'll find expressions to the left and the right of the equal to sign. And these are expressions. This is an expression. This is an expression. Two expressions are connected by the equal to sign. Two expressions here. X plus 2 is an expression. 5 is an expression. These two expressions are connected by the equal to sign. And this is called an equation. And it's a simple equation because you can find only one variable x. It's a simple equation because you can find only one variable x. And the power of x is 1. The power of x is 1. So, or you'll find the variable y, say like y minus 4 is equal to minus 9. It's again a simple equation. It's an equation because you can see the equal to sign. This is the left hand side of the equation. This is the right hand side of the equation. All right. This is an expression. This is an expression. They are connected by the equal to sign. And it's a simple equation because you can find only one variable, x, y, z, just one variable with power 1. Okay. Now, what are we going to do with simple equations? Now, consider this equation. Okay. Now, when we say solving a simple equation, we are trying to find that value of x which will satisfy this equation. We're trying to find the value of x that will satisfy this equation. Now you can guess. Now the value of x that will satisfy this equation is minus 7. Because when you take the left hand side, if you take x as minus 7 minus 4 is minus 11. And the right hand side is also minus 11. So the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. And this is the only value of x that can satisfy the equation. This is the only value of x. You cannot have many answers. It's not like you say one answer, you say one answer, you say one answer. No. All of us will have the same answer. And that answer is called the solution to the simple equation. That value of the variable which satisfies the equation is called the solution to the equation or solution to the simple equation. Now here we have the example here we have is x minus 4 is equal to minus 11. In this simple equation, the variable is x. When x takes the value minus 7, the left hand side becomes minus 7 minus 4, which is minus 11. Same signs, add and put the same sign. Minus 7 minus 4, same signs, add and put the same sign. It becomes minus 11. Now the RHS is also minus 11. So this value of x satisfies the equation. Satisfies meaning the value of the left-hand side is equal to the value on the right-hand side. So for this equation, x is equal to -7. That is, -7 is said to be the solution to this equation. What is the solution of this equation? -7. Why is it the solution? Because when x takes the value -7, the equation is satisfied. Satisfied meaning the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side. The equation is satisfied, meaning the left-hand side value is equal to the right-hand side value. So equation, now if I write something like this, is this an equation? Is this an equation? No. What is it then? It's an expression. It's not an equation. X plus 5 is not an equation. It is an expression. When you equate this to say 0, or when you equate it to any value, when you equate this to say -1 or -7 or 4/5, whatever, when you equate it to some value, it becomes an equation. Simply 7x minus 4/5 is not an equation. Where is the equal to sign? If it is an equation, there should be the equal to sign. Where is the equal to sign? No noise, please. No. Put the magnet in your bag. Yeah. So 7x minus 4/5, right? This is an expression. It's not an equation because you don't find the equal to sign here. But when you say is equal to 1 or is equal to -1 or is equal to -10 or 100 or the whatever, if there is an equal to sign, it becomes an equation. Now, there are two methods of solving simple equations. That is, you will be learning two methods to solve simple equations. Okay. So the first one is, so now we are in solving a simple equation. Solving a simple equation. So what is a solving a simple equation? Solving a simple equation means finding that value of x or y or z, finding the value of the variable that satisfies the equation. Finding the value of x, y, or whatever variable is in the equation. Finding the value of that variable that satisfies the equation. That satisfies the equation. All right. So now we're going to learn how to solve a simple equation. How to solve a simple equation. Now say, okay. Now supposing we have x plus 4 is equal to -30. Can you guess the value of x that will satisfy this equation? Can you guess? You can guess. It is easy to guess. Minus. Okay, let's try. Okay, so you say -26. So left hand side, -26 plus 4. Different signs, subtract and put the sign of the greater number. No, it's not satisfied. -34. Okay, -34. When x is -34, -34 plus 4. Different signs, subtract 30 and put the sign of the greater number, minus. Yeah. So the value of x is -34. Now this, it's not easy to guess always. Now here it's, in this equation, it's easy to guess, but not always. So we need to have some method. We need to have some method to solve a simple equation because we cannot always guess. You can guess, but not always. So then when you cannot guess, there should be a procedure to find the solution. And that is called solving a simple equation. That procedure is called solving. When you solve a simple equation, you're finding the value of the variable that satisfies the simple equation. So now how do we solve it? Okay, the method is called the method of transposition. Transposition, like transportation. Transportation meaning moving from one place to another. Transportation. Transposition. Position meaning change the position. Now, what are the two positions here? The left-hand side and the right-hand side. They are the two positions. Transposition. If it is in the left-hand side, take it to the right-hand side. If it is in the right-hand side, bring it to the left-hand side. So transposition, like transporting goods or people from one place to another place. Okay, so from place A to place B. So like that, transposition, meaning if it is in the LHS, taking it to the RHS, or if it is in the RHS, bringing it to the LHS, is called transposition. So we're going to first learn how to solve a simple equation by the method of transposition. All right. Now, so now the thing is, in this method, there is another method, children. I'll do that in the next class. Now we are going to focus on transposition method. There is another method. We'll see that in the next class. Okay. So this is transposition method, and this is the method which you will be carrying forward to the higher class also. The other method is just for understanding, and that's only for 7th standard. Yes.
Like less numbers we use that one, more numbers.
Yes. Okay. Correct. All right. So the transposition method is, that's what you will be using always, the transposition method. But the other method, which I haven't still discussed, is just for you to understand that the entire solving process. It's just to understand the solving process. Okay, that's for the mind to understand. Okay, this is what is happening. Then later we'll be only using the transposition method, and that's what we're going to see now. So the transposition method, the idea is whatever is the variable that should be alone. The remaining terms should be on the other side. Whatever is the variable that should be alone, on one side. Maybe the left-hand side or the right-hand side, but mostly the left-hand side. Okay. There is something called the variable. In this equation, it is x. Now this x, where is it? It's in the left-hand side. That should be alone in the left-hand side. But that's along with +4. No, you must push that +4 to the other side. Because what is the idea? That number should be alone, not a number, sorry. That variable should be alone on one side. Now we have the variable x, right? You're going to solve to find the value of x. X should be alone on that side. Where is x? In the left-hand side. It should be alone. But it has a friend there. Who's the friend? +4. That friend should not be there. So you should take the friend to the other side. Okay. So when it is +4, when it's transposed, it becomes -4. If it's -4, it becomes +4. If it's -half, it becomes +half. If it's -3/2, it will become +3/2. So addition goes for subtraction to the other side. That is, plus becomes minus, minus becomes plus. Multiplication becomes division, division becomes multiplication. When you transpose, that is when you take a number from one side to the other side, it goes there with the opposite operation. Addition and subtraction are opposite operations. Multiplication and division are opposite operations. All right. So now it is. So now write this x as it is. Now this +4 has to go to the other side. So don't write this. Don't write this one because it's not going to be here. It's going to go to the other side. Don't write that. Write the rest of it. Don't write this one because x should be alone here. Who's along with x? +4. So what should you do with that? You should take it to the other side. So don't write it now. X is equal to, write the remaining things. Write everything other than what you should transpose. X is equal to -30. Understand? Now this +4 comes to the other side as -4. Now see, x is alone there. So x is equal to -34. And that's what we got, no? When we solved. All right, that's what we got, right? So this is the method of transposition. Do we understand that? Dhanvin, do you understand that? Okay. Now what if it is -x -11 is equal to minus something like 30, like this. Now, who is along with -x -11? Okay, so you should take this to the other side. So write the remaining. Don't write this one. Don't write this. Write the rest of it. -x is equal to -13. Write everybody else. Okay. Now this -7 will go to the other side as +11. Now -x is equal to different signs. Different sign, subtract and put the sign of the greater number. Now -x is equal to -2. But you want the value of x. You don't want the value of -x. You want the value of x. So we say change the signs on both the sides. Change the signs on both the sides. So -x will become +x. -2 will become +2. Supposing it was -x is equal to 5. Supposing it was -x is equal to 5. Change the signs on both the sides. -x becomes +6. +5 will become -5. So x is equal to -5. Right. Additive inverse on both sides. Taking the additive inverse on both sides. Only if the variable carries a minus sign.
That means up to only minus.
Correct. That is minus x will become plus 6, plus 5 will become minus 5. Take the opposite sides. Here minus x, no. This I'm just giving an example. This is not a continuation of this one. This is, I just gave an example. Minus x is equal to 5 means minus x becomes plus x and plus 5 becomes minus 5.
Also, the answer will vary. It's like 2 minus.
No, once you check, you will understand. No, the answer is the same. When you check, you will know that the answer is the same. It will not be different. Yeah. Okay, so changing the signs on both the sides. So in this case, in this case, minus x becomes plus 6, minus 2 becomes plus 2. So minus x is equal to minus 2. Changing the signs on both the sides, x is equal to 2. Understood? Now, what if we have 3 by 4 x minus 5 is equal to say like 16. Okay. Okay, now this again a simple equation. It's a simple equation because we can find the equal to sign. It's an equation because we can find the equal to sign. Correct? Yeah, you asked me today if you have to carry the gadget today. I've told if there's a test, I will mention on WhatsApp. If there is a test, I'll mention on WhatsApp that there's a test today and you have to carry your gadget for the test. If I don't mention, don't bother your parents. No, 1 minute. No, this is the instruction. If I have scheduled an exam and if you have to carry your gadget to take the exam here in the class, I'll send that message on WhatsApp along with the timings. All right. Otherwise, you don't have to do. That'll be once in a blue moon. All right. Yeah. Now, have you got it today? Okay. Yeah. So that's what it is. So the other day I texted, but you thought, okay, if there's a test, you need it and you've got it. No, I'll mention on WhatsApp. If there's a test and if you have to carry your gadget, I'll mention that there's a test today. That's what the message will come clearly on WhatsApp. If you don't find that message, you don't have to get it. Is that fine? So you have got it. You haven't got it because you asked me. That's good. Yes, he asked me. What about you, Anirudh? Sorry, you didn't bring it. Okay, very good. So all of you understood that. If you have an exam, I'll mention and then you can get it. Sure. I cleared the screen. Now I'll give a similar example again. Look at this one. If you have minus x is equal to 5, then x is equal to minus 5. Then the solution is minus 5. No, you can ask me a question. Yeah. What? There, actually, when we solved the earlier equation, we got minus x is equal to minus 2. See, actually, I'll tell you what it is. Okay, so your minds are very curious. So now, okay, fine. I'll tell you what it is. It is when it's an equation, you should do the same thing to both the sides. See, now say your siblings. Okay, so you have a sibling. Now, something which you like very much. Okay. Whatever dish you like very much. So if you're served in equal numbers, you're happy. But if your sibling is given more and you're given less, you'll be unhappy, right? You will fight because there's no balance. Because, okay, so when it's between siblings, there should be a balance. So something which you like, whatever you like, maybe food or anything you like. If one sibling is given more and you're given less, but both of you like it very much. So there is an argument. That is, the two sides are not balanced. Correct. So you can do anything by balancing. Both should be equal. So in the same way, minus x is equal to minus 2. We have the left hand side and the right hand side. Whatever you do to the left hand side, you should do the same thing to the right hand side. They are like siblings. Okay, the left hand side and right hand side, they're like siblings. And the equal to sign is the balance. Okay, so if you do something in the left hand side, do the same thing to the right hand side. Then you're maintaining the balance. If you do something on one side and don't do that on the other side, you're disturbing the balance and it's not an equation then. It will not be an equation. Like you will start fighting the sibling. So I'll tell you why. I'll tell you the meaning of changing the signs on both sides. It means you're dividing by -1 on both the sides. It means you're dividing by -1 on both sides. See, you're dividing this by -1, you're dividing this by -1. That's the meaning. Dividing by -1 on both sides. That is equal to changing the signs on both sides. So what are you doing to the left hand side? You're dividing by -1. Then do the same thing to the right hand side. If you do something else there, there'll be a fight. So what happens now? Minus and minus will get cancelled, correct? X by 1 is X. Anything by 1 is the same thing, is equal to minus and minus gets cancelled and 2 by 1 is 2. So instead of showing all these steps, minus X is equal to -2. And finally, what did you get? X is equal to 2. That's what I said, changing the signs on both sides. You can also take it as multiplying both the sides by -1, however you want. It's like multiplying or dividing both the sides by -1. You can also understand it as multiplying both the sides by -1. Multiplying this by -1, multiplying this by -1. Both are correct. So minus into minus plus x into 1 is x is equal to minus into minus plus x 2 into 1 is 2. You got it? Very good. Oh, I wrote something now. 3 by 4 x minus 5 is equal to 16. All right? Yeah. All right. Now, the first to be transposed is the term which has a plus or a minus sign. The first one to be transposed is a term that has the plus or the minus sign. Now, okay, now let's talk about the friends of x in this equation. Let us talk about the friends of x in this equation. Okay, now x has two friends here. Okay, x has two friends. Now that is if x has to be alone in the left hand side, if x has to be alone in the left hand side, two of them should be taken to the right hand side. Which are they? This -5 should be taken to the other side and 3 by 4 also should be taken to the other side. Only then you will have only x on the left hand side. Correct? Now there are two people with x. One is 3 by 4, the other one is -5. Yes or no? Because how do we solve an equation? To solve an equation, we should have the variable alone on one side. And nobody should be with the variable. Everybody else should go to the other side. You should transpose the others. But here along with x, whom do you have? You have 3 by 4, you have -5. There are two people. You cannot drag both of them to the other side. You must take them one by one. You cannot push both of them to the other side. Gently, one by one. Okay. So you should tell -5 gently that x has to study for an exam. If you're there with x, he will not study. You please go to that side. So take -5 to the other side. Then you must go and slowly tell 3 by 4 that, see, you're a very close friend of x because you're just next to him. He has an exam, he will not study, or he or she will not study. You please go to the other side, or you please go to that other friend's house. Let him study. So like that, he'll be alone on one side and he'll study for the exam. So now there are two people with x. One is -5, the other is 3 by 4. You should do it one by one. So let's do minus. Always take the one which has the plus or minus sign first. So write this 3 by 4 because you're not disturbing 3 by 4 now. Write 3 by 4 x as it is equal to 16. This -5 will first go to the other side as +5. So it becomes 3 by 4 x is equal to 20. Now solve this. What is 16 plus 5? 21. Now you go and tell 3 by 4. X has an exam, please go to the other side. So now what is the relation between 3 by 4 and x? 3 by 4 into x it is. They are connected with the multiplication sign. The opposite operation is division. So 3 by 4 will go to the other side as divided by 3 by 4, not -3 by 4. See, you should check for the connection between x and that number. What is the connection between x and 3 by 4? Multiplication. The connection between x and 3 by 4 is multiplication. So the opposite operation for multiplication is division. So this 3 by 4, when it goes to the other side, it will become divided by 3 by 4. Into 3. See, 1 minute. This is what you have, right? Now we know that multiplication is commutative. Then when I did tell you that you should look at the board, that doesn't mean that you should not look at me at all and you should look only at the board. That way are you concentrating? Are you really? Yeah, no, your focus is on, she told me not to look here and there, but to look at the board. So I'm only going to stare at the board. And your focus is on staring at the board. And I'm scared if you're not listening to or trying to comprehend what I'm saying in the class. You are listening and following what I'm saying. Okay. All right. So the connection between 3 by 4, yeah, I was telling you that multiplication is commutative. That is 4 into 5 is equal to 5 into 4. Multiplication is commutative, right? Okay. So when you have, what is 3 by 4x? It means 3 by 4 into x. When there is no sign between them, it's multiplication. Now it also means x into 3 by 4, correct? See, we have 3 by 4x. What's the meaning of this 3 by 4 into x? It also means x into 3 by 4 because multiplication is commutative. Addition and multiplication are commutative. So now what is the relation between x and 3 by 4? Into 3 by 4. Sorry, go to the other side as divided by 3 by 4 because multiplication and division are opposite operations. Yeah, but you don't have to show all these steps, okay? So now let me do this from the beginning. We have 3 by 4x minus 5 is equal to 16. I said this plus minus should be taken to the other side first. So 3 by 4, write x, 3 by 4x. Taking minus 5 to the other side, it becomes 16 plus 5. You must write everything other than minus 5. 3 by 4x is equal to 16. Don't write minus 5. Take it to the other side as plus 5. So now add 16 and 5, 21. Correct? 21. Correct? Now 3 by 4 x is 3 by 4 into x or x into 3 by 4. It goes to the other side for division. So in the steps, either so x is equal to 20. Either transpose pandromo, other cover panita, michadala edikno. Either transpose pandrom 3 by 4. Cover that with your finger. Cover the 3 by 4 with your finger. What do you see? What is the remaining thing you see? X is equal to 21, right? Write that. Whichever you're transposing, you cover that with your finger. What are the remaining things you see? You write them. Then what you covered, you take it to the other side with the opposite operation. So now, when you cover 3 by 4, what do you see? X is equal to 21, right? That. Now, take out your finger. You can see 3 by 4. It will become divided by 3 by 4. So x is equal to 21 into 4 by 3. This you know. Division becomes multiplication and 3 by 4 becomes its reciprocal 4 by 3. Now simplify. 3 ones are 3 sevens are. X is equal to 28. Okay, now let's see, because Anirudh has been saying how to check. So let's do the check now. Okay, so how do we check? Check meaning how do we confirm that 28 is the solution for this equation? How do you confirm? You got 28, maybe you went wrong. So how do you confirm? Okay, you will say, I'll go through the steps once again and I'll confirm. Okay. Okay, so how do you actually confirm? That is by doing this check. What is this check? Take up the LHS. Take up the LHS. What's the LHS? LHS is equal to 3 by 4x minus 5. Correct? Now that's equal to 3 by 4 into 28 minus 5. Correct? Yes or no, children? Now don't do 28 minus 5. Don't do 28 minus 5. It is 3 by 4 into x. It is 3 by 4 into x. Don't do 28 minus 5. That's wrong. 4 ones are 4 sevens are. Now 3 into 7, 21. 21 minus 5 is equal to 16, which is the RHS. So you're right. When you substitute the value of x in the LHS, the answer you get is the RHS. So your answer is correct. Sorry. But when you're working it, you should not do 28 minus 5. No, see, it is 3 by multiplication dominates addition, subtraction and addition. So it is 3 by 4 x. They are connected first. That is why we first separated minus 5. We took minus 5 first. Because 3 by 4 x, they are more closely related. That friend you cannot take away easily from x. That's why we took this friend who's not so close, minus 5 to the other side. Then we handle 3 by 4. We do it 1 by 1. Correct? Is that understood, children? So this is how you check. Do we get that? What is the name of the chapter we are dealing with? Simple equation. And what is this method called? Transposition. And what is the other word I used before I said transposition? Or in relation to transposition, what is the other word I used? What do you call carrying goods or people from one place to another is called? Social studies. Carrying goods or people from one place to another is called transportation. Always be physically and mentally present. Yeah. So I have to take two attendance. Physical attendance or mental attendance. Yeah. Yeah, darling, but now you have a test, I need to check. Okay. Okay, all of you understood this? Sure. So we have learned how to solve simple equations by the method of transposition. And we also check. We have understood how to check. When you do 2, 3, you will understand better. But the mistake you can do here is 28 minus 5 பண்ணிடக்கூடாது. 3 by 4 into x அது. 28 minus 5 பண்ணக்கூடாது. You can. That's my next question.
I got the equation. And then why it's not coming like some other experiment. And then I said you should put the arches and
Very good. Your curiosity is appreciated. Very good. So now look at this one. One second, darling. 1 second. All right, now look at this. Now we have x on both the sides. So far we had x only on one side, no? Okay, we had x only on one side. Now there is x here and there is x here. So it's a challenge for you. Now you have to solve for x, but there is x here and there is x here. All right. What you have to do is write this 2x. We are more comfortable having the variable in the right hand side. We are more comfortable having the variable on the left hand side. But you can have it on the right hand side also, but more comfortable with the left hand side. So write this 2x as it is. Now you can do many things at a time. Okay, you can do multitasking now. Write 2x. Where is 2x? Okay, tell me the elements in the left hand side. Name the terms in the left hand side. 2x and minus 4 by 5. Plus 2x and minus 4 by 5. The terms in the left hand side are plus 2x and minus 4 by 5. Which are the terms in the right hand side? Minus 6x and plus 3 by 5. These are the two terms on the right hand side, correct? Okay. Now, minus 6x is in the right hand side, but it has x in it. So you want to take it to the left hand side. Okay. So minus 6x will become what? Plus 6x. It will go and join 2x. It'll go and join 2x on the left hand side. See, now 2x will not change its sign. Why? Because 2x is in its on the same side. 2x is not changing its position. 2x is in the left hand side. Who is moving? Who is moving? Minus 6x, which is in the right hand side, is going to the left hand side. That is transposed. That will go with the opposite side. So minus 6x will become plus 6x. Is that understood? Okay. Now listen, I'm putting the equal to sign. Now you want to collect the numbers on the other side. Now who is already there in the right hand side? Who is already there in the right hand side? Write it as it is. Because if you're on the same side, why will you change the sign? Plus 3 by 5 is there only in the right hand side, and you are writing it in the right hand side. Now don't say, okay, now don't say that it was here and you're putting it first. Wherever it is, it's still in the right hand side. Now don't say it was here, like it was a second term. Now you're making it the first term in the right hand side. That is okay. See, now this is, supposing this is one section. Okay, and somebody is very talkative. So I send that person from there to the last bench. You're still in the same section. Correct. Your position has changed, but you're still in the same section. So here also the position might have changed, but if it is still in the right hand side, don't change the sign. If the person is sent to another section, then section A, section B. Correct. But in the same section from here, if I put the child there, he or she doesn't go to a different section. Same section, different place. But if I send him or her from A to B, it's a different section. Similarly, this 3 by 5, it's in the right hand side. Yes or no? 3 by 5, where is it? It's in the right hand side. Okay. It is still in the right hand side. Just that because this one has moved here, it's written in a different place, like it's right after the equal to sign.
Can you also
correct? Now, so don't think the position changes, meaning it should go to the other side. Then only the signs will change. Okay. So now what did we do? 2x is on the left hand side. We have written it there only. Minus 6x from the right hand side goes to the left hand side as plus 6x is equal to. We are collecting the x terms on the left hand side, and we are collecting the numbers on the right hand side. So 3 by 5, where is it? Where was it in the question? Right hand side. Where is it now? It's in the right hand side only. It's still in the right hand side. It's still in the right hand side. Now, minus 4 by 5. Minus 4 by 5 is in the left hand side. That's going to move now to the other side. So minus 4 by 5 become plus 4 by 5. Is this understood, children?
Yeah.
One minute. These are not rules. These are different ways of explaining. This explanation will not be in the book. Different teachers have different ways of saying. So now I don't plan how to say. I just say the way it comes for this class based on the students here. So based on the students here, I decide how to say. So if it is students of 6th standard, I'll put it in a different way still, so that they understand. If it is 8th standard, I'll not say anything like this. So it depends on the, the kind of the standard I'm addressing to. So for 7th standard, and since they are very new, now it's clear, right? Yeah, so that's what it is. This is not in the book. How solving an equation is to be explained will not be in the book. Correct? That will not be in the book. This method is there in the book. But how to explain the method to the students depends on the teacher. And depends on the students also. Yes. So now, you have any problem with that, Anirudh? No, do you have any trouble with the way I'm explaining? No, right? No, what do you mean by saying that it's not in the book? Sorry? Yeah, that's always there. What you learn here will be a level more than what is in NCERT. That will always be there for every chapter.
The last number I got
Okay, let's see. I'll let you know. Is this understood, children? Now this transpose. So what are we doing here? X terms we are collecting on the left hand side. X terms on the left hand side and the numbers on the right hand side. Correct? If it goes to the other side, you should change the operation. Other side la வேற எங்கோ நகர்த்தி எழுதுறோம் அதுக்கு சைன் மாத்த கூடாது ரைட் ஹேண்ட் சைட்லயே இருந்தா சைன் மாறாது ஒரு சைடுல இருந்து இன்னொரு சைடு போனாதான் சைன் மாறும் ஆபரேஷன் மாறும். Okay, now solve this. What is 2x plus 6x? 8x, correct? Is equal to, this one is 7 by 5. You know this. Now again, x is not alone. There is this 8 with x. Nobody should be there with x. Now who's there with x? 8 is there. What is the relation? 8 into x or x into 8. They are in multiplication. So we'll go for division to the other side. We'll go for division to the other side. So x is equal to 7 by 5 divided by 8. 8. Okay, divided by 8. 8 divided by 8. So x is equal to 7 by 5 into 8 means 8 by 1. So it back 1 by 8. 1 by 8. So x is equal to 7 by 40. Multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, 7 by 40. Understood, children? Yeah. Now this is a solution to the equation. When x takes the value 7 by 40, the equation will be satisfied. That is, the left hand side will be equal to the right hand side. No, darling, but this one is a proper fraction. You cannot put it to a mixed fraction. It's a proper fraction. If it's an improper fraction, you should put it as a mixed fraction. Finish. Okay. Yeah. Take down these questions. No, I'll take it on. No, don't write all the questions. I'll just tell you what you have to do. No, darling. Take the first question if you want. Don't write all the questions. No, I have something to tell you. I shared the assignment on Sunday, and have you completed your workbook in full? Huh? You have written one-line answers. அதுக்கு நீங்க அழிச்சிட்டு எழுதிருக்கணும் அதெல்லாம் கரெக்டா ஸ்டெப்ஸே இல்ல வரேன் I'll deal with you separately. I'm coming. I'll stop this recording and